Hello, wonderful people. My name is Dr. Jesse James Grazier, and recently I was watching a podcast where they were discussing infinity and how it's kind of hard for people who aren't knowledgeable in mathematics to think about infinity. So I wanted to make a video discussing it and logical ways that you can think about it. So, a long time ago, a philosopher and mathematician called Zeno came up with Zeno's paradox of motion, which stated that you can take any given unit of space and keep dividing it infinitely. So, how does matter in the universe ever even move throughout space if there is theoretically an infinite amount of space everywhere all the time? And the answer to that is that the energy in this universe has a smallest scale, the Planck scale or Planck length, where energy and matter actually have information transfers that are meaningful in this universe. But theoretically, you could keep squishing everything infinitely, and nothing really says that that can't happen. So you can kind of think about this too, is that is what happens in a black hole, is that the space gets squished so much that the information is just lost in this universe. And that's why some theories say that you could have a whole universe inside a black hole, and maybe our universe is inside a black hole, because you can think that if you just squish anything or squish the space, just as Zeno was talking about, and keep dividing it, you could still have the same forms of energy that exist all in this universe, just squished to a smaller scale that could fit in a black hole. So that's what some theories uh, have, and that's what some physicists and stuff are working on. So let's use kind of a simpler way of explaining it, a gonzo way of explaining it, like I've been doing on some of my previous videos, and come up with a story for it. So let's continue. So, infinity. Wow, what a word. You can taste the vertigo just saying it. That endless spiral of numbers and voids and half thoughts that never quite stop spinning. Infinity isn't out there somewhere, blinking on a cosmic scoreboard. It's right here, woven into the carpet of existence, humming in your fingernails, laughing at you every time you try to count to the end. Zeno saw it first, the mad Greek mathematician tripping on logic, saying you can't even walk across a room because you'd have to cross half, and half of that, half, and half again, until you dissolve into infinite steps smaller than atoms. Yet we cross it anyway, no problem, because physics has a cutoff, a little cosmic no trespassing sign, at the Planck length, where reality stops subdividing and the universe says, that's enough, kid. Infinity is the dream of division that never ends, but the dreamer wakes up before it finishes. Now crank the telescope past sanity. Look at a black hole. That's where infinity gets drunk. Space folds, time hiccups, and all the information you ever knew falls into a place so dense it couldn't be seen or even remembered by the universe. Space gets smushed, that's the scientific term, by the way, into something so tight it might pop open into another dimension. Could there be infinite space inside that darkness? A pocket universe looping back to the rim of our own? Like a cosmic Ouroboros, swallowing its own tail made of gravity and math? And what if consciousness, that electric whisper behind your eyes, isn't a passenger in this infinite loop, but the engine itself, the observer that makes the loop possible, the spark that turns raw infinity into a story, into time, into you? Maybe consciousness isn't bound by infinity at all. Maybe it creates infinity, like a snake imagining its own tail, or a black hole dreaming of the stars it's already eaten. So yeah, infinity everywhere, all the time. But maybe it's not the biggest thing in the universe. Maybe you are. the tiny flicker of awareness staring into the endless and realizing it's staring back at you. So the take home is that infinity is intrinsic to the underlying fabric of existence, and it's a stream, I meant this to be stream of consciousness that may possibly never end. So maybe consciousness is what actually creates time and is the underlying mechanism for the evolution of the universe, which I did talk about in previous videos. So thank you, wonderful people. I hope you enjoyed this one, and comment if you have any other ideas. Have a good one.